Hello and welcome back to another round of Dad Duty Gaming. We're back playing some more Space Engineers, trying to improve our base a little bit today. And as you may have noticed from those red dots right over there before we were so rudely interrupted, our station battery kind of ran out of power. So, first and foremost, we got to get some solar panels up because I think we only have like 26 or 24 reactor components, which is a lot less than the 100 that we need, 24 there, in order to get a small reactor going. So I'm not sure if this has something to do with the update that came out and we haven't played since it launched, or if just ran out of power processing some of our materials. But in any case, I'm going to figure out how I'm going to lay out the solar panels up here. I think I'm going to take it up one more block and then kind of lay them out across up there. Not sure yet, but I'll figure something out and we'll get going from there. But it has been a while since I've played, so if you guys have any tips or tricks on things that have changed, please do let me know, because I probably don't know it or is something that I would have forgotten. So let me know and let's get to work. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is kind of scaffold up there. Since I don't have any power here, I can't recharge my jetpack. So when we run out, we're done. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this done before we would run out and need to restock our hydrogen. So hence why we're going to do a little pillaring up here. Let's see. Let's put that there. And okay, so we got those. I don't know that I'm going to actually complete all of these because we are very short on materials. So what might be a better option, since I do have a ladders mod on here, would be to look at doing something like that, since that'll take up a little bit less space and be less for us to cut down when we're done. Actually, thinking about this though, we will probably have to complete this as opposed to our ramp, which we wouldn't. I don't know. We'll give it a go, and if we don't have enough parts for this, we'll cut this down and go with plan B, which is just building a traditional vanilla ramp up there. Alright. So far, so good, but I think we're going to need some of these girders for our solar panels. So maybe if we can get one up at least, it'll be enough to kind of sustain us for a hot minute. Let's see here. I think, a conveyor on top of here. So let's go with that guy. And then I'm gonna go solid blocks, I think. Here and here, we'll do another conveyor, just so we have some options if we ever want to do anything with that. I don't know that we will right now, but drop back once more. And this is where we will ramp up, but I gotta make sure that it's facing the right way, which that would have been an issue. Okay. So now we can access our little job site, and let's spin this around a couple times, like a so. Drop that in. Is that going to be a good? Awesome. It'll line up perfectly with that side. We'll put this one down, but I don't know if we're going to have enough parts to actually complete it. Ooh, and it isn't going to let me. I think if we rotate it... No, that's wrong. Let's try and place it from down below. Perfect. Okay. Let's find out what all we need. Large steel tubes and solar cells. Not bad. We got that. I hope. I know we have the solar cells. I don't know about the tubes, though. Oh, yeah, we got plenty. Alright, so that should be enough to get one of them up. I think we should be able to get both. Alright, well, there's nothing fun, so we'll bring it back when we see if we got some power. Okay, so we got the 2 done, and let's take a look at the battery and see how that's doing. We have a little bit of power stored. For the record, we did turn off the arc furnace, assemblers, and refinery. I'm not sure what's still drawing power, but no big deal. So we're gaining a little bit of power. But I don't know about you guys, but I don't have 21 hours to wait for that thing to be fully charged. So I'm going to try and see if we can't get 2 more panels made up at least. And for right now, I'll probably stick them off the back of here. And then I'll do kind of a similar layout where we've got solid blocks over on this side, and then do 2 more off that way, and then we'll extend our canopy awning off to the other sides, which I realize that may or may not make sense right now, but hopefully it does once I actually start building this up a little bit, which for you guys will be right now. Okay, so the sun is just getting over this area, so we're starting to get pretty much full power on these. So with that and our doubling the panels, it should be under 10 hours, and that's only going to get better as the sun gets a little bit higher, more directly over our setup here. But let's see here, we got 11 right now, and I think we're going to be lucky enough that we should be able to make our other 2 that I was talking about over on the other side. Not with welding up all of this stuff, but at least with getting the panel itself, or the framework, excuse me, situated, we should be good to go there. So let's drop that in, and I went out 2 on this side. Yeah, I guess I'll stay consistent over here too. But let's get our kind of structure blocks set up here. And these were kind of a pain on the other ones to get in place because I had to do it from down below. And I actually fell and died. So we now have a little bit of ammunition at least though. And it's like, we can drop down from there just fine. But if we drop from up at the panel level to here, it's instant death. Don't ask me why, I don't know. It seems like it wouldn't necessarily be that much of a difference, but you know, it is what it is. But alright, let's get our kind of structure in place. We'll do the same little back and forth dance that we had to do before. So here I'm going to ramp up a little bit just because, make things a little bit easier. We're going to go doop, doop, doop. And ideally 1, 2, and now we have to ramp up once more because I need a little tail or something on that side in order to have a target to put the panels on. So we'll get that situated, and I'll start welding up the panels and save you guys some ear bleeding welding sounds, because I like the ambient noises that they added, but I don't really know that the welding and grinding is really any better for you guys, particularly if you're watching this with headphones. So, with that in mind, let's, you know, get to some fun parts here where we actually have power at our station and can start building a better rover. Because as functional as that one is, there's a lot of room for improvement. But let's, yeah, let's have some fun today. Alright guys, well I was actually wrong, and the sun is going down, not coming up. So we're going to have to wait to see how effective these changes actually are. But I did see we have a bunch of steel plates already made up. So I'm thinking that we'll try and get a little bit of a framework for our new rover started. While we still have a little bit of daylight, and then I'm just gonna have to wait it out because we don't really have any spotlights, and I'm not comfortable with how much power we have to make any. And I don't want to be building with you guys like in the pitch black. You don't want to see that, and I don't want to put you through it. So let's get a little bit of a flat build area here because I don't know if this has changed, but building on the ground is was never a great idea. And we definitely want to do a 5x5 rover. I think I might actually want to go a little bit bigger because this is kind of going to be our temporary, I don't want to say base because I'm just going to do a small grid, which means I won't have any of the super fun stuff like, you know, a med bay or production capabilities because I didn't add any of those mods in. But we might use it for some drilling. Probably going to do most of that by hand because it's going to be ground based and yeah, reasons. But let's figure something out here. So one again to switch to small grid, and we'll start off with the little kind of platform that I like to do, which is just build a large eye, T or I, either one work, on the ground, because that way it keeps the vehicle fairly steady. You don't have to worry about it tipping over, and yeah. I could probably use a landing gear, but I'm not sure how that's going these days, and I don't want to find out right now. But like I said in the beginning, if you guys know if that's like legit working now, let me know, and we'll try it out for the next one. Yeah, I really want to get up one more, like so. All right. And actually, ooh, how many grids do we have? Because I'd kind of like to do this as a heavy armor frame. We have 10. And I don't think I have any elsewhere. Well, maybe I do. I have 8. Ooh, we got 18. Yeah, that's not going to be enough. All right, so we're going to have to start off with just a light armor frame. And I could say that we'll update it at some point, but we're not going to. If anything, I'll just reinforce it as chunks of it break off, inevitably. But it generally helps if you place the blocks actually on your structure, as opposed to free floating in the air. But let's see here. This is going to be a 6-wheeled one, so I want to make sure we have plenty of space for that, so it's not too congested. I think we're going to need to go a little bit more, probably on both sides. And let's see how big these wheels are. So I have forgotten. So obviously this is not how it will be. And is that actually right? No, it's upside down. And I believe like a so. No. I don't know. That way? No, this way. Yeah, that's got to be how it goes. All right. Is that going to be big enough? And how much space do we need in between? That would be about right for spacing. How do we feel about that, though? I'm pretty okay with it. I think we might lengthen it a little bit. But only just a little bit. Like, I don't know, probably that. And maybe one more in the back or so. Just so that way, when it comes time for adding on our connector, it won't just be the very last thing. There'll be a little bit of protection for it, so that when we're bobbing around and going over some steep hill, the connector wouldn't be the first thing to hit. Because we want to have that be a little bit protected, just because, you know, you don't want that to break. Alright. So, from here, let's go come up with a little bit of a plan. Okay, so I have a tiny start of a plan here. I'm going to do a cockpit and probably oxygen generator here. We won't really need the oxygen generator on the planet because I'm also going to have an air tank. That'll be sucking in air to keep our oxygen filled, because if you don't know, in a cockpit, if you don't have an air source, even on a planet that has air, you will die. That whole sealed environment. But, so we'll have that. Like I said, we'll probably mostly have the oxygen generator turned off, but I want it there anyway for hydrogen purposes. And then we have this weird situation here. Don't mind the disconnect. I'm not sure how I'm going to pair them together yet, but this back section, we're going to put our 5x5 wheels right here, sticking out a little bit from the body, kind of like a dually truck. And along this section, it should be wide enough to do either 3 containers, 3 batteries, whatever, 3 medium-ish small grid blocks wide. I'll probably do a connector here, a medium cargo, conveyor, medium cargo. I think that should all fit. It'd be close. And then possibly 2 more medium cargo containers off the sides of that conveyor for access if we're trying to work on something right off the edge. And then kind of in between over in like this corner and wherever we don't have cargo, we'll put some batteries or other kind of administrative systems things. And yeah, I think that'll probably work out pretty okay. I've been wrong before, but I think it'll be all right. So space and protection wise, it worked out really well. Because you can see here, it lined up exactly with the back of it, which is great for driving around and protection purposes. I mean, that's got decent protection. I'm not sure how it'll work when we're trying to connect up to things, but if that is an issue, we've got plenty of space here that we should just be able to connect that up. One other thing to note with the small grid conveyors, if you're not aware, they have a slight difference from the large grid version, whereas on the large grid it's 6 sides of this same large connector. On the small grid variant, you have 2 sides that have these 3 small ports. So that can kind of cause some issues when you're, doing a build and you need 6 of those. There isn't really a great alternative unless you got a bunch of mods on, which, I mean, I have a few, but I don't know any for that. So we're just kind of working with it and going with our original plan, like it said, of 2 of these guys on the sides. And I want to make sure that that lines up, because I have made the mistake before where they're like a block off. All right, looks good. So I think we're going to try and weld up some of this, see how close we can get, and then plan where our batteries and some of our protection for this will go. Because in the event of a rollover, which will very likely happen, we don't want all of our cargo to explode and go spewing out all over down the mountainside. Okay, so we got the frame welded up, we've got our wheels placed. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need more grids for these, though. I don't know, maybe not. Awesome. I thought I needed grids for the wheels or something. So we might actually be good to get that up at least. I don't know, how many motors do we have? Are we good there too? Ooh, 13. That could be a problem. Yeah, and those are the only 13 we have. Okay, so we're going to need to make up more motors for the wheels, and I know the conveyor probably. Let's see, do we need motors for the storage containers too? Yeah, we do. Okay, so we're going to need a whole bunch of those, so that's going to be a priority. I think we should be pretty okay on everything else. Displays we might be low on, but those are just silicon, I think. What else? What else? Cockpit, A motor. Yeah, I think we might be pretty okay, guys. We might not be in too bad of shape. But obviously it is getting dark now, so next time I'll bring you guys in, It'll be daylight, and we'll have as much of that welded up as I have materials and power for. Sky Factory. Well, that's interesting. Perhaps we should have built a plane instead. As the sun comes up, it is finished. Not really. The thing is hideous. But it should be functional. As you can see, we got our cockpit. We got our air vent on there that kind of mentioned. Ooh, actually, though, I did not change that to... let's hop back in here to suck in air. At least I don't think I did. Unless it does that automatically. But let's double check. So, yeah, we actually want depressurize to be on, because then it's going to suck air from the outside into here. But that will solve that little issue. As you can see, we got 2 solar panels just slapped on the top. And yeah, they're very, very much slapped on there. This whole thing is hideous, and it's going to need a lot of work. But we do have our oxygen generator. Everything down the middle there is done. We've got our ore detector, we've got an antenna and remote control block, which I don't anticipate we'll really be using a whole lot, but just in case, we have the part, so put it on there. We have 4 batteries, 2 reactors, 4 gyroscopes, and yeah, I think we have basically everything that we would need. The only thing left would be to cut it off of our little stem and try not to roll it, because our framework holding up our solar panels I don't think is going to do a whole lot of good in the event of a rollover, because it's weak, yeah, to say the least. But this is where it gets a little bit interesting, and this can tip. I want to actually... I kind of want to adjust the wheel power and suspension now, but I think I'll hold off on that. And that was probably a mistake. But go ahead and crouch out of here. Good to see that that is still some random thing. Okay, so we hop in. Okay, let's search for our wheels. Gonna go ahead and group all of these together. Zerp, save, and now we're gonna go ahead and do this slowly. So power's fine. Strength is what I want to jack up. Ever so slightly at first. Okay, no surprises. And let's go ahead and do that a bit more, probably too high. But and it looks like they set it up so that all of these are a little bit better than they originally were. Now, if you wanted only the front wheels to be your steering, you can go to, where is it here? There was a show on HUD. And now if we go out to here, we can look around and we see that our front wheels are right 3 and left 4. So what we could do is then go into our control panel there and choose everything but those 2 and set it so that the steering is turned off. I'm going to leave it on. We'll see how it goes, and if we need to make adjustments, we'll do that at a later date. But for now, we'll turn that off, pop back into first person, back out, and I kind of want to take this hideous beast out for a quick spin. Like, it honestly looks like some kind of bug with that angled front. We're gonna have to do something with the back that's a little less boxy, but let's see how she does. I don't know what we're looking for right now, because I found that we do have a bunch of cobalt. We could use some gold and silver so that we can make some reactor components, because we need the silver. But other than that, we pretty much got done what we wanted to today. I'll probably make this not look as awful. I don't promise anything great, because again, it has been a couple months since I played, I think. And yeah, I'm sorry guys, but I'm not the best designer in here. But it seems to be handling pretty good. And that's the important part, at least for me. I know a lot of people really care about the aesthetics, and I know I should since I'm making content for you guys, but I'm really all about the functionality. And I mean, right now it seems to be doing pretty decent. Oh, okay, silicon, yeah, we got plenty of that. We've been through here already plenty of times. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it before I roll this on the first time out here. But as always, if you guys have any suggestions, leave those in the comments down below. Oh, yeah, we got some gold right there. We have silver too? No, uranium. But yeah, any suggestions for builds or things that we should be looking at, leave those down below. I do still want to make a bit of a satellite relay network, so we're gonna look for a better spot to call home. Probably in the next one, I think, because we're gonna need a little bit more space if we're gonna be launching autonomous drones and things like that. But for now, oh, look at that random exploration thing. Let's see if we get a skin here to round out the video. And you got a button? Leopard helmet. Great way to end it. Alright, well, as always, I'm Dad Duty Gaming. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, and we'll catch you next time.